it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you have to put it. You can't just fake it.
No.
I mean, the guitar player can mess up on stage, but the drummer can't.
Yeah.
It'll ruin the entire vibe.
Exactly, because you keep a beat, and you're kind of carrying the song along, basically.
Yeah, even if you like kind of slow down and speed up, it matters. It really just destroys the momentum of the show. Yeah. Or the song.
Yeah, I mean, even with like the bass, it's like he's helping you out a little bit, but it's just like you're kind of keeping it going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how'd you get into music? Like, what was your kind of first thing?
I started playing violin in 4th grade, and from there I moved on to cello in middle school, and then just kind of started playing guitar and then drums, and then bass after that. I think I started playing bass. I dabbled in it. I had a bass for a long time, I kind of remember, and then like when I was recording the Growlers' first songs, I was like, dude, I'll just play bass in the band, because they didn't have a bass player at the time.
Oh yeah.
So they had like 5 or 6 songs written, and then I was like, cool, let's just, I'll just do this and just suck with bass. I really like bass. It's really underestimated. A lot of times it can get really a little too much. It's like too much bass. Mm-hmm. Then again, everything can. Yeah. You don't want someone guitar soloing the entire time. You just want your drum soloing. You just kind of want just a. It's pretty. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's really fun. You can really feel it, yeah.
Like, especially because you can like play like multiple instruments. Like if you get like tired of one, you like move to another one and like kind of experiment on that. Like that's awesome. Like that's super sick. Yeah, but yeah, you kind of made the transition from like everything to everything else, right?
It's just music's fun and playing it's fun. I started playing drums in high school. Which I feel really bad for my parents, because
just loud and
dude, yeah, I
yeah,
drumming a high schooler with a drum set, it's like, okay, well, there goes your peace and quiet for the next fucking however long, 4 or 5 years till the kid moves out or something. Yeah, I feel the older I get, the more I'm realizing my parents' perspective on shit, and whew, man.
Would you say that they had the right idea, like, on a lot of things in their opinions on stuff?
They had a lot of patience and support.
That's awesome.
So, and that's
support parents, you need that.
Yeah, especially because I know I was just a huge pain in the ass, and I didn't really understand that till recently how much of a pain in the ass I was. But
because how old are you now? You're like,
I'm 34.
Okay, 34, and like you're doing this like whatever teens years and leading up to that.
Yeah, and it's like
oh, okay, like maybe I was wrong, kind of a thing.
Yeah, maybe I should have chilled. Maybe I should, just looking back on some of the stuff I could have had a different perspective on, and but now I got a completely different perspective, obviously, than when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
So.
Because you growing up.
Exactly. It's like that's.
I know my perception is gonna change stuff. Like, oh, like that wasn't a right move, or this and that, and blah blah blah, and all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Would you say you were like a bad kid, quote unquote?
I wasn't like a bad kid. I just kind of didn't care. I didn't really care about school. I didn't really care about. Some stuff I did, and I did it, but I didn't really know why I was doing it. And then I was just like, well, okay, I get it. Some stuff was interesting, but I don't know. I wasn't really into like high school. I graduated obviously, but. I don't know. I just kind of was like, okay, I'll go and do this thing, but I didn't really understand why.
Yeah, did you go to Dana Hills High?
I went to Dana, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you always grow up around the water-ish?
Oh, yeah. My whole life. I'm not as good of a surfer as I would hope to be, but you know what? Whatever.
Yeah. You and Nost, right? You guys battled it out?
Yeah, me and Nost, dude.
Yeah. You Nost, Tyler Warren.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay, Ford, Archibald.
Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like a cool guy too.
Oh, Ford rules. I actually just saw a clip of him surfing again. I thought he quit surfing for some reason. He just stopped. Yeah, music. Yeah. Where do bubbles go when they die? That's Ford. Ford rules.
That's super sick. Well, what kind of besides music and surfing, were those like your two things as a kid? Like you're like, this is it. Like this is really all I want to do, or?
Well, I really wanted to go to college for drawing and painting, because I love drawing and painting, and I wanted to learn it. I wanted to learn it all. I went to culinary school outside of high school too. Right when I got out, I went to culinary school. And
did
I realized,
you do like a 4-year?
No, it was just a trade school.
Oh,
I just wanted to learn stuff. I was like, cool, I really like cooking. I really want to see what it's all about, and then go try it. Exactly. So I did it, and then I wasn't too into it. I love cooking, but I didn't like thinking that, you were going to work really hard on something, and then it was just going to be eaten. It's like, okay, I get it. And then it's just long hours, and it's kind of like the military. Like, the kitchen is kind of like, really regimented. I mean, it makes sense now, but back then, I like I said, I didn't really know anything that was happening or why. And it's like, okay, well, we're going into the cooking, and it's like, I don't really like being told what to do. So I had some huge problems with the teachers and the chef like that. And then, I wasn't into it.
Kind of fell out.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. And then, I went to school to take some art classes and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, I really just kind of want to do music. So I went to, and signed up for a 6-month course at Musicians Institute in Hollywood, and took, just kind of a recording class just to see what it's all about.
And up to that, did you have any idea how to record anything or?
Kinda. I dabbled in some stuff, and
That's sick,
but I really wanted to, like, I like to know the basics, and I like to know the fundamentals of stuff. I don't like just being self-taught is really cool, but there's something about being shown, like, hey, this is this and this is this.
This is the correct way to do it.
This is a wire, and this is this. It's like, okay, well, that's cool. Just so it's kind of like you can learn Photoshop and you can know how to do stuff, but unless you really know like the different tools, which I don't. I mean, I love doing Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff, like film editing too. I want to do it in that, but I don't really know what I'm doing. It would be way easier, and I feel like it would save so much time if I did know what I was doing. Yeah. And that's kind of like what it is with recording. I mean, there's so much to learn. It's insane, but unless you have like the basics, it really is kind of like I'm not going to blow up the computer if I do this, or I'm not going to do any irreversible damage to this really expensive equipment if I do this and this. So it's more of a comforting thing to know what you're doing with when there's a lot of money on the line and there's a lot of stuff happening.
It seems so stressful, just like, I've got to get this done, and like I don't know really how to do it, and blah blah blah. And
it is, but
so much money put into it.
Yeah, that's kind of every project though. I mean, it's like this house. It's like, okay, well,
this beautiful house
thanks.
Of Scott Montoya's. I mean, you got a shower outside. You got it all, right? I mean, that's.
Yeah, but it's all this. None of that was here, and we were like, okay, we bought it. It was a shithole. So we didn't really know what we were doing, but we just went for it. All right, so learn how to do electrical, like wire the whole. No, I didn't wire the whole place. I learned from my friend Bubba, who wired the place, and then I got to do a bunch of here and there electrical stuff. Now I can do it now, but I don't even know where this rant's going. You got to be shown the basics if you want to expand, and if you're not going to burn the house down, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So luckily, I had Bubba to show me how to.
Shout out to Bubba, thank you.
Bubba Couch, PC. So
you want to shout out anybody else? Like, you can go ahead.
Oh, dude. I'm sure they'll come along when.
Yeah, whenever. Let me know. You can shout it out whenever. You're just like, cool. Oh yeah, like so and so. Yeah, but that's super sick, and so music has played like a big part in your life. You would say, right?
Oh yeah, music's everything. Music is, it's awesome. I've always been a huge music fan, and luckily, learning about recording and is another side of music that it's just a different perspective on it, because when you record, you're presenting a song, or you're making the song into this thing that it's kind of like cooking, and where you're like
it's like creation. You're like, this is this thing, and then like you gotta like kind of work it and blah 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 and see what fits and what doesn't. Exactly. As with everything, like cooking or like art or like this or like that, it's just it's all intertwined. Like it takes a lot, right?
It takes a lot. Plus, you have to be able to enjoy it every time you hear it.
Exactly.
It's like
can't fall out of it.
Yeah, Purple Iris is up in the Getty, that Van Gogh painting. It's like beautiful painting, and you kind of want the same thing as a song. It's like you want to be able to listen to it. And be able to listen to it now, and be able to listen to it in 20 years, and be like, wow, this is an awesome sounding
timeless
recording. Yeah, exactly.
I gotcha.
So that's just kind of what you're striving for, is to present it in a way that it just works.
Yeah. I mean, that's sick. And you're also still doing music stuff. I mean, from then, whatever, 18 until now, like with the Studios for Schools thing, right?
Yeah, that's I had to put on the back burner a little bit because of some personal stuff going on, but gonna get back into that. Yeah, that like I said, sometimes you have no idea what you're doing, but you got to do it anyway. It's the same thing with that. It's like, okay, well, I'm trying to get the nonprofit tax exempt status from the government right now. Trying to, to really. Oh, dude, I don't know anything about that. Luckily, Julia's sister, my new wife Julia from the Coat Hangers, she
listen to the Coat Hangers. They're amazing. You won't regret it. If you can catch them live, go do it. Buy all their albums, all their stuff. Amazing band. Amazing ladies in that band.
Yeah, they're
great.
Everybody
associated with that is amazing.
Yeah, really supportive. That's a great group of people too. David from Suicide Squeeze, David Dickinson, great guy, great label. The music industry can get really shitty, and you have to be able to trust the people that you're working with. Anyway, what were we talking about? The house?
Yeah.
Oh, Studios for Schools. Yeah. So that's been a thing. I know I need to file taxes for it. Man,
that's crazy.
But yeah, it's I got to turn in the paperwork. I'm gonna get back into that, and I'm just try to make.
Keep an eye out for it. Keep on searching it. Follow it on Instagram. There's an Instagram, right?
Yeah, there's an Instagram. I haven't updated at Studios for Schools, or there's studiosforschools.org.
And Scott Montoya at Got Scott.
Yeah.
Also a great Instagram page too.
Yeah.
If you like him at all, I mean, what else? Why would you go listen to this?
Yeah, I haven't put anything on the internet in a really long time because I'm not one to just put stuff on just to put on. I want to make sure that it's actually like worthwhile.
You gotta put like 5-year work. Like this is awesome. Like this deserves this. Like
yeah. Except for the cat bowling one that
that was awesome.
That's Shania.
I rewatched that a while. I was like, wow, like that's insane.
Yeah, that was great times. Just
that's
great
awesome.
times.
It was really cool. Yeah, but that's really sick that you're doing that. And like you sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, right, to get the funding for that?
Yeah. We got a bunch of bands donating a bunch of signed stuff, collections. Dan, Ian donated stuff, and then
Ian Mackay.
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Great guy. Great guy.
He's a solid dude. He seems like a really cool dude.
Yeah, I met him actually for the first time. I did an internship when I was 21 or 22. I flew out to Rome, Italy.
What? Wait, whoa. Can we just pause on that?
Yeah.
Why were you going to Rome? Like, what was the internship for?
Because I wanted to intern in a studio.
That's
and
awesome. Just get time and stuff, right? Like, just kind of.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck it. I'm going to see if I can like go overseas and do something cool. So I sent out a bunch of emails. Hey, if you're looking for an intern, blah, blah, blah. And a lady from the studio in Rome called SoundArt23 emailed me back. She's like, yeah, come on out. So I was like, okay, cool. So I, raised the limit on my credit card and bought a plane ticket and went out and spent 5 months out there. And coincidentally, I ended up working with a dude, still a good friend of mine named Mick Bogus, and he is a guy that has been sound engineering for a really long time. He was on contract for the same time that I was there for.
Oh, yeah.
So
awesome.
I was kind of his assistant in the big room, the big studio. A lot of what they were doing were overdubs for American movies, like was it Blue Flowers, something, the Bill Murray movie. Something Flowers, Blue Flowers, or something. I can't remember what it is, but we watched him overdub a bunch of movies and some TV series in Italy for Rai TV. And but Mick.
Did you say Riot TV?
Rai TV. It's like a station out there.
Okay.
It's a network. And
perfect.
The Mick is really cool because he grew up in the London punk scene, and he ended up he was in the scene, and he was good friends with Lemmy from Motorhead, and back when he was in Hawkwind, and then when he left, like they lived together, and he used to engineer for Motorhead, and he recorded the Pogues and was around with the Clash, and like he mixed 12 Monkeys, and he mixed Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and Dangerous Liaisons, and Four Weddings and Funeral.
Wow.
Yeah, and then but it's cool. I mean, Mick rules.
Quite a catalog
yeah.
there. Wow. What
yeah.
a
So
talented guy.
yeah, he taught me a bunch of stuff, and like I said, we still talk all the time, and he's a mentor of mine, and I can always call him and be like, dude, Mick, what do you think of this, blah blah blah, and he's dude, send your mixes over, I'll run it through my stuff, and he's a great resource, a great guy, and yeah.
You need those guys in your life, like the dudes that are like, okay, like I can rely on this guy to do this, or like whatever, you can give me a hand. Like those are very, very influential and like critical guys in your life.
Oh yeah, especially
and gals, anybody really.
Yeah, because he and also he's cool because he's not like an ass kisser. He's if he doesn't like you, he's not gonna like you. He's Irish guy, grew up in England, and he's fucking.
I respect that though. Like I don't want somebody like bullshitting like, oh yeah, I like him, and like talk shit, whatever, behind your back, whatever. It's like, come on, man. Just be straight up. If you don't like me, just say you don't like me, Yeah. That kind of a deal.
No, Mick is, man, taught me to pay more attention. But he also taught me a bunch of stuff about recording and mixing and all this stuff. And
it's super cool. What year was that?
That was 2000, about 12 years ago.
Dang, okay.
What is it, 2018? 2017? So, 2000... I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Whatever.
It was when I was 22 and I'm 34.
Okay, awesome. You guys do the math. If you guys want to know so bad.
Learn
Anyways,
math.
So through the guy you met, you got in contact with Ian.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so I was in Rome and
sorry for the little sidetrack thing.
No, it's cool.
That was very
That's so I was in Rome and I went and saw Ian's band called the Evens play. It's him and his girlfriend at the time. I don't know what his marital status is right now, but yeah. And I was like, oh, dude, hey, huge fan. And I can't remember what we talked about. Oh yeah, I painted a picture of the Minor Threat album cover, that one where it's him kind of looking all sad.
Over.
Yeah. And I was like, hey man, can I send you an image of the thing? And he gave me his email address, and I sent it to him, and it was, so. And he wrote me back. He's like, oh, that's not me. That's my brother. And I was like, oh my god, my mind's blown. I thought,
Yeah.
There's just this fucking shaved head guy on a.
I did not know that.
It's his brother. It's not him.
That's
there you
really
go.
Cool.
Mind blowing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
the things you learn, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So then I emailed him, 10, 15 years later. Hey, I did this, and if you have any Discord stuff that you would want to donate to Studios for Schools, just. That's cool, and he sent me a signed copy of the Discord, 20, 30th anniversary collection.
Yeah, that's so so rad. That's really cool.
So everyone, it's like everyone that
kind
has
pitched in and did some stuff. Right?
Yeah, everyone that's donated is luckily someone that I've met or have worked with, like Dan Auerbach. Mm-hmm. He donated a bunch of stuff, and that was really cool. Thank you, Dan. Great guy.
Shout out to Dan. If you ever hear this let me know.
Yeah, Dan's great.
I saw you actually. It's really interesting at All Law show. Not too long. I was like, is that Dan Auerbach? I was like, no, it's not. And
where was it?
It was an All Law show at the Regent Theater,
cool.
Last weekend. Yeah, I was like, no, it's not him. But for a second, I was like, is that him? Like, is that really the guy with Black Keys just standing there? And it wasn't though. But no. Shout out to the All Laws too. They're a great band.
Yeah, they're great.
Put on a great
guys.
Performance.
I heard about their recent show shut down in Spain or whatever.
Oh yeah, the terrorists threat that because all the laws, probably the laws part. I'm assuming that was
the laws. Yeah, I think they got upset because laws is in the name. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. I mean, on one hand, it's like, all right, well. Nowadays, you kind of got to be careful with who you're provoking with your seemingly harmless name. Mm-hmm. But hey, man, you never know what is going to upset people anymore. I don't know. So
the world is so timid. PC and all that stuff.
PC, and it's not like you're offending anyone. They're going to blow you up.
Yeah.
Or blow up and shoot all your audience at your show and shit. It's like, come on, man. But I really don't want anyone to show up at a coat hanger show, but I don't think they would. I don't know if that's I don't want to go there.
If you are an asshole that would do that, don't show up to the coat hanger show. That's not what we need there.
Yeah, the last thing we need is more people funny enough, because do some work at Valentine Studio in LA.
Okay.
And what's his name? Jesse from Eagles of Death Metal were recording there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
because he had that thing.
They had that thing,
right?
And then they were there the day that shit happened with the in Manchester with what's her name? Little Latina. I don't know. Anyway, the guy blew up himself at her show, and they were there.
Oh,
and that,
yeah. What was her name? A really popular chick.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Ariana Grande. That's it.
And then so I was at Valentine with those guys there when that happened. So that was kind of a trippy experience.
Yeah,
just think about that. Yeah, man, I don't understand it, dude. I mean, I know like the population of the earth is growing and there's not any space and people are just gonna get, apparently the world's heating up and there's gonna be more people, so it's just gonna get grumpier and grumpier. But people gotta learn how to fucking deal with it. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like, you can't just go around killing people, especially not anybody. It's like,
I mean, you can kind of look at like war as being something that would be like kind of more like, I mean, if you look at the grand scheme, I mean, it's better to like die in like a war than die like in like a terrorist attack, like just random.
What a waste dying in a terrorist attack. Come on, it's just the most worthless thing. It's like, I get it, man. You have these ideals, but man, fuck you. Like, fuck all these terrorists.
Yeah.
I can't hang. Cannot support anything like that.
We're not down with that.
Nah.
No, not gonna support.
But whatever. Hey, we're alive, and that's cool. But I do feel really bad for anyone, any family who has had to go through anything like that, because it's
horrid.
It's horrid.
Like, we go through our own things. Like, it's not on that great of scale. It's like, like anybody passing away, it's like from anything, like a heart attack or a car crash or blah blah. But like a random person, like had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, and now you got these people like running into crowds in the city and stuff, and it's like, dude, I don't know. Like, it's kind of putting a huge damper over everything I want to do. I mean, I want to throw these happy Sundays in Long Beach, and it's like, well, okay, you got a big group of people. So what do you do? There's a big group of people, and someone's going to come blow themselves up in the middle of it. It's like, okay, well, shit, I don't know. Are you scared? Are you not? Like, I don't think anything's going to happen in Long Beach, but who knows, I don't know. It's really unfortunate. It's a very cowardly way of...
You want to talk about Happy Sundays?
Yeah, let's talk about Happy Sunday. So I'm happy.
Get it on a brighter side than just everything. So
so
it's terrible, but we're past it. We're gone anyways. Okay.
Happy Sundays is I guess I don't want to call them festivals, but they're kind of like we're organizing a bunch of bands to play at a bunch of places in close proximity to each other on the same day, and kind of corresponding them so that if anyone goes, they can catch at least a part of every band that's playing.
That's I remember seeing like a flyer or something for that, or somebody was talking. I was like, oh, that's very interesting, and it kind of. But that's awesome. Who'd you get to play, or I mean, like, how many of them have there been?
There's been 2 or 3. Mm-hmm. I can't remember, but yeah, PBR sponsored it. Thank you, Woody from PBR.
School Ribbon. If you want to sponsor me and my podcast, let me know. We'll get in contact.
Yeah, PBR is really good. I got and we're gonna start doing it again. Because, it's to support the area and help promote the area, because I live in an area in Long Beach called Zephyria, and it's like a historic district, and it's really cool. There's a lot of really good food around here, and it's kind of a
cool little place. Definitely.
Yeah, and there's JoJo's, and there's Alex's bar right there, and it's just a really, really, really cool. Everyone here is really nice, and it's just nice to have kind of a community.
Yeah.
And yeah, just doing something cool. They got bands playing at Urban Americana. And there's a few other bars that it's like, hey, if we just did this, it would be really awesome. And I'm actually going to talk to some of the people to try to get more of a schedule. I think we're going to try to do it maybe once a month. I don't know if I can handle putting together once a month things like, because they do the art walk downtown, and maybe like doing it the day after would be cool. I'm just kind of brainstorming. This is it. I don't know what, because we got a friend of ours, John, who's going to help with the promoting. And if we have help, then we can do it. But if we don't have help, then that's just, dude.
And it's just 2 people or 3 people. It's like,
yeah, just me and Julia trying to organize this whole thing. It's like, man.
You guys can do it, though. You guys, I'm not saying you guys can't do it.
We've done it.
And you guys have done it, yeah.
But it was...
Strongest power couple ever.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. And we put up a lot of our own money to do it. And for a free show. I mean, and that's the thing, too. We want it to be a free show for everybody.
That's right.
So, because, I don't know, it's... I like when bands... It's like when I used to go play South by Southwest. You know, you go and you play 3 or 4 shows a day and you do it all for free because you love doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was grueling, but it was really fun. And yeah, it's like, it's cool. Every band gets to the point where they're like, hey, you want to play? Oh yeah, how much we get? It's like, well, this is just kind of a cool free show just to enjoy playing because, it's a good time. I mean, it's not about, I understand you got to make a living, but man, sometimes you just got to be cool.
Yeah.
It's a free event. Everyone's there. You're gonna get new audience, new fans, and just kind of take part in this experience.
Exactly.
Because being a band, it's not just about the band. It's also about the experience of the shows. I don't know.
Yeah, the aesthetic and everybody around and blah blah blah. Like who you draw there. And
yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's all part of it. But who's played the past 2 or 3? Some sick bands that maybe somebody's never heard of before.
Yeah, there was. I can't really think of any off the top of my head. I have to look at a flyer for it. I actually have some of the posters back there. Oh no, they don't have the bands listed on it. I know that the last band that played at Alex's bar that everyone was really stoked on was because we'll have like the daytime. It's a daytime thing. Mm-hmm. We'll have bands playing from like 2:00 till about 7 or 8, and then there's just the last couple we threw. There was a after party at Alex's bar. Oh, we've only done 2, yeah. And there was a little after show at Alex's bar, and what are they called? I can't even think of it.
It becomes you. We'll
yeah, I'll blurt it out when I remember.
Yeah. All right. Sick. You ever hear about the Soul Beacons before? That like they're super rad band in Costa Mesa right now, and they're really cool, really really sick.
Soul Beacons.
So the Soul Beacons, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to see if they want to play.
Yeah, I think they'd be down. Like they're super super cool, rad guys. The drummer Chris. What's up, Chris? If you're listening to this, I met up with him and did a little interview with him, and he's a really cool guy. He's super sick that he's still in Orange County and kind of doing it
cool
like that,
Yeah, if you have any bands, I'm not really in the loop anymore. So if you have any bands, or if anyone here is in a band or anything, just email.
Actually, you know what? My buddy, he has a band, Ian Decker. Yeah, and like some of his stuff is just amazing. It's just like, whoa, like this is like a 19-year-old kid, maybe 20. He's a super rad guy. I went to school with him. Like he's super super cool. Like his stuff's pretty cool. He just released a new album, which is
awesome.
I think he just did it himself, just like recorded all this stuff and blah blah blah. Like it's super sick. It's on YouTube. Cool. Guys, check it out. Ian Decker, whatever you guys search it, it's the first thing that pops up. It's awesome. Anyways, that guy's pretty sick.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone is in a band and wants to send me their music and maybe play one of the Happy Sundays, it's email getbent@gmail.com or getbentpresents.com. I think that's what it is. I haven't.
Amazing, yeah.
Like it's been a few months since I've even touched Studios for Schools or Happy Sundays but
we haven't given up on it. It's just it's on hiatus.
It's on hiatus.
It's coming back though. It's coming back.
It's a dream and it's really fun, but I had to step away for a second.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got to catch your breath about
Exactly.
something. I mean, it's just like whatever. Yeah. Even, the most minute stuff. It's like, I can't go to work right now. I just kind of got to have it to clear my head or whatever,
Yeah. We got the ball rolling. I mean, we got,
And that's the hardest part. Hardest part's done. It's just, it's whatever. Yeah. It's super sick what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's for funding, I mean, it's in the name, right? Studios for Schools, right? It's what is it, Garden Grove High School, right?
San Diego High School.
San Diego. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And I want to put more studios in more high schools. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not just a one high school thing.
It'll expand, yeah.
It'll expand, but
that's the end game is to get as many as possible, right?
Yeah.
It's awesome, yeah. I mean, you're on the right direction, right? I mean,
yeah.
Like, it's super sick.
It'd be cool to be able to have enough money to just be like, all right, we're gonna just build a huge studio in this, or at least a working one, because it's expensive.
Yeah,
this stuff's expensive, and you can do it cheap, but it
cheap
just kind of
cheap and
cheap.
Yeah,
cheap sounds cheap. I mean, you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
for the most part. There's ways to do it, but it's like Pro Tools. You want to buy Pro Tools, it's like Pro Tools itself. It's hard to pirate, as far as I know. But B, you don't want to.
Which we don't do. We do not pirate stuff. We just heard from the grapevine.
Yeah.
That is very difficult.
So you gotta buy a license thing, and you have to have you're not gonna do Pro Tools HD, so you're gonna do the other one, which you have to have an interface. I mean, back as far as I know, to run it. So that's extra money, blah 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 blah, and then the computer, and that's just that. Microphone, soundproofing, any instruments, any other stuff, and field trips. We took a field trip up to Valentine Studios, and that was really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
So took the kids on up there because it's about exposure. Mm-hmm. You don't really know what you like until you're exposed to it. And it's like me. It's like, dude, I wanted to try cooking. I like cooking, and then I got into it, and it wasn't for me. And the same with recording. It's like I tried it, and I really, really liked it. It's really fun. It's super abstract and hard to wrap your brain around. And then when you do it, you feel really good about it.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's cool. You get these students. I don't want to call them kids. I don't like that word. Yeah. But you get the students who wouldn't otherwise be exposed to this stuff, and it's really magical stuff. So if they like it, cool, that rules. If not, then you know what? At least they kind of got a glimpse about you lift the veil up and see the other side of this whole thing, which could work for it against it. I mean, I don't listen to music the same anymore as I did since before I started learning about all this stuff. But yeah, it's just different. So hopefully it doesn't ruin everything for them. Hopefully it just gives them a little more insight as to what's actually going on, and then they can go from there.
That's really, really cool that you're doing that, like putting some effort into it, and for the kids, our students. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really cool. But moving back to music in itself, what have you been listening to recently? Like, what
recently, I listen to a lot of KUCI, about a bunch of classical.
Okay.
It's just kind of cool background music. There's except for they do like a opera Saturdays, which is kind of hit or miss for me, but there's no vocals, no words in classical orchestral music.
Yeah.
And one thing I really like about the station is that it's user
friendly,
funded. It doesn't have commercials, so you're not, and they don't give you any sort of news updates. They're not talking about anything that's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And you're not being bombarded with that shit. You're not hearing about anything except for, oh, this is a song Mozart wrote it, blah blah blah, when he was 4. And it's like, okay, well, that's really interesting, because it's really important.
Facts.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's super sick, because nowadays, like, ads are everywhere and it's just shoved in your face, like, constantly. Like, here it is, like,
it's too much. Yeah. It's too much. It's too loud. It's too confusing, and maybe it's just me getting old, but man, I am just sick of hearing it. It's like a strobe light in your brain.
Yeah.
You hear it and you're like, fuck, dude, I can't even think straight, dude. I'm still trying to like process, this last song, and I was into it, but then all of a sudden, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, like, people are screaming at you.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand it. I think everyone needs to chill out and slow their pace down in life, just in general. And that's kind of what it does. It's like, and it's always on. It's all kind of classical music. It's always on. It's always kind of the same, and musically, it's so visual. Like you can just sit and listen to it, and there's so much happening. And I think it's another thing that is really important for everyone to have an appreciation of, because you're listening to a group of people that have dedicated their life to one thing, one instrument, and you hear it, and it's a bunch of extremely talented people working together and performing this one thing, and everyone, I don't know, you hear discipline, you hear experience, and you hear people just nailing it, that's one of the things about hearing classical music that you tend to forget, is that these people are just ripping, and you just kind of like, oh, okay, cool, it's a cool song, but it's like, no, this person is not fucking up.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, not only is this person probably performing in front of a whole bunch of people, but they're doing great and extremely technical shit. I mean, I just heard this song by Rachmaninoff. Not my favorite, but fuck, man, it was pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Because
you always get like one of those things like, I don't like it, but like I appreciate it.
You have to appreciate
for what it is. Yeah.
And that's the thing about classical music, is that even if you don't like it, you still want to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. If you're into it.
Yeah. It's all preference.
It's all preference.
Yeah.
I just say, to expand your mind a little more and to get just a broader range of stuff like that, check out KUSC. I can't remember, 93. It's not 93.5. It's 91.5 or 92.5. One of those two.
Okay. All right. Well.
Yeah.
Just flip around on the dial. You'll find it.
I know what 93.5 is. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I think I like 93.5 too.
Google it. If you really want to see it, it's online. Just search it up. You'll find it. Yeah. That's the deal with that.
So that's what I've been listening to. That's all we really always have playing in the living room. It's just always pleasant to hear.
Would you say that your musical taste has like definitely expanded over the years since you were younger, or like whatever got you into music, like the kind of stuff that you were playing at all?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, you get exposed to a lot of stuff, and then it definitely, the stuff you like and the stuff you don't like. Like there's stuff that oh man, where am I going with this? Yes, my musical taste has expanded.
All right, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's really really cool. Now when you're on stage and you're like playing whatever you're playing, did you ever get stage fright, or like do you ever get stage fright at all? Like, oh my gosh, like there's so many people out there, or anything like that?
Yeah, you do, but
like your first time was it like horrible? Like, oh. Like,
well, no. Luckily, it if you're in a band that does it the right way, which is touring nonstop from playing to nobody to playing to a bunch of people, then you slowly get used to it. It's not like you're not going to go charge pipeline the first time you surf. You're going to probably not do that. You're probably going to go to Sano with a longboard and on a 2-foot day and
just, wedge.
Yeah. You're not going to go charge wedge. It just doesn't work like that. That's not how life goes.
Yeah.
That's not how life should go.
Yeah.
And if you do that I was just listening to an interview with Jay-Z about why rappers grab their crotch, because a lot of these rappers, they have an instant hit and they're huge, and then for some reason they feel insecure on stage, so they just grab their crotch, which is like this. That's what he says. And
wow. I mean, like that sounds correct. Like,
I'm just repeating it. So it's like it's luckily I had the experience. I mean, I was in the band for 10 years and doing that, so it's like you get used to it.
Yeah.
The only time when you like really
get the jitters
is when you're like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have that, that however many shot of tequila. Like, all right, you just gotta suck it up, pull it together, but it always ends up working out fine. You just gotta kind of go with the flow.
Yeah.
I got more nervous doing a presentation for all the high school kids than I did for playing. Man, public speaking is not my thing. At least to a bunch of high schoolers. I don't know.
What about singing? Is singing different than talking?
Singing to me, I don't really consider myself a singer. It's actually pretty terrifying. Like, I can't sound check, and I'm not gonna sing Mariah Carey, but it's like, when you hear yourself and you got a bunch of effects on your vocals and you're kind of blending in with the song, then you can nail it. It's all about how comfortable you are, really.
Yeah.
I mean, because
even editing this, I'm like, is that how I sound?
Is that how you sound?
Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Or like if you like call your phone or whatever, and it like goes to your voicemail, like, wow, that sucks.
Well, because when you're hearing yourself, I think you're hearing yourself through your bone resonation. The sound is resonating through your bones versus you're hearing it through the air.
Yeah, so somebody else or whatever.
Yeah.
Vice versa. Yeah, because you're not. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's and you get self-conscious. Like, I don't know. I thought about singing and stuff like that, but I'm like, man, what if it sucks? What if it's just really, really bad? Mm-hmm. But I can't think like that. No one should think like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if it sucks, I mean,
work
that's subjective.
At it.
Yeah, work at it. Exactly.
Or don't do it.
Or don't do it. Yeah. So, but I don't think that worrying about sucking should stop you from doing anything, because everyone sucks. Hopefully, when they start doing something new,
that's just immediately just on it. Like, oh, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do get stage fright sometimes, especially when it's like a big show. I mean, I remember we went down to Rio when we played. The first huge show we played was with Marcelo Camello. He wanted us to do kind of a thing with his band, right. And play Rock in Rio for 30,000 people. So we flew down to Rio and we were like, all right.
You can see that on YouTube. It's there if you want to visualize this.
Yeah, that was
it's on there.
Amazing experience.
Huge.
It was unbelievable. So, but funny enough, it was like a lot of anticipation leading up to that, but it wasn't, you weren't like nervous. It was really cool. I don't know. There's something about it. You just, when you're playing, especially drums, probably because I'm in the back or something like that. I don't have to be up there, but it's a blast. I love playing. It's my favorite thing. And I do miss it a lot. Actually, Julia and I, we talked about starting to write music just to tour. I mean, because I go on tour with them sometimes, and it's really fun. We just did a Europe tour, I just went on a Europe tour with them for a couple weeks.
Collectively. Scott is now in the Coat Hangers. It's official. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the other one. I'll put a wig on. But yeah, I miss touring, and yeah, we just talked about starting to write some stuff. So I may have to get over my whole fear of singing thing, and just suck it up.
I'm sure everybody would love to hear that. I mean, I know I would love to hear that.
We gotta find. I mean, I know the stuff we want to do is stuff we like to listen to.
Of course, opera, classical stuff.
Yeah, we want to do some Serge Gainsbourg, kind of that kind of stuff, Frank Sinatra, kind of croony shit. Just to kind of chill out and have like a vibey show. Yeah. Just hopefully for, I don't know, small crowds at first, and I don't know, we'll see. I don't know. I just want to go through Europe. That's the most.
That's the end goal. Is just to go to Europe. That's it.
Yeah.
Maybe make it back down to Rome. Who knows?
Dude, I'm actually I would love to go. We're taking a trip to Italy next year.
That's
so just to go.
Italy seems so amazing, dude.
It's cool.
There's some places. There's wow, that seems like an awesome place. Like Australia.
Australia's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it seems so cool. I'll make it out there one day when I have.
We went last year. I was going on tour with the Coat Hangers. They were going from New Zealand to Australia, so I went with them, and I went to New Zealand. They played a few shows there, and then went the next morning after playing Christchurch, went to get on the plane to fly to Australia, and I couldn't go because I didn't get the right visa. Apparently, they sent me back a rejection letter, and I was like, oh, it's cool. I'll just talk to them at the border, because that's what has always happened. And
so you've done that before, and it's kind of worked out?
I've done it before. Japan, they were like, oh yeah, what about this? And you're like, oh, it's cool.
To go back to the U.S. or
no, to go back. Because usually traveling with the band, there's someone taking care of all that visa stuff for you.
Yeah.
And then you go there, and if there's some sort of question, then you can sort it out at the border. I got this email, and having not had anyone working on my documents, I didn't get to go with them to Australia, so I ended up having to bum around in Auckland, fly from Christchurch to Auckland, and luckily I have a friend Cam there who really helped me out. But yeah, that was a huge, and that's where the new Coat Hangers video came from, because I was supposed to be doing kind of a tour documentary, so I was filming some stuff, and we were gonna make some sort of tour video, and then I ended up just not being able to go on the tour, so we just pieced that one video together from footage that we took at Piha Beach in New Zealand.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it ended up really coming together. But that's the song Drifter, it's called. New Coat Hanger song, new video.
Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on there.
That's the story behind that video.
Okay, awesome.
So
it's awesome. That's super sick. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
That's really cool. Where is your favorite place that you've traveled to? Like, this is like the best place ever. Like,
easy, dude. Mexico fucking City, dude. That's my favorite place in the world.
Not too far away.
Fucking love Mexico City. We're going there. Coathangers are playing their first time playing there, December 9th, and we're cruising down. The show's on Saturday. We're cruising down on Tuesday, because my parents are flying down with us. We're gonna go, do some stuff.
Whatever,
and,
yeah.
do some touristy stuff, because I'm half Mexican. My dad's Mexican, and he's never been to Mexico City, so it's gonna be really cool. Just to show him around the place.
That's sick.
Because I've been there like 3 or 4 times, and it's by far my favorite city.
That's really sick.
It's
really cool.
Awesome place. I can't wait. My brother's there right now, actually. He's his first time.
Yeah, how many siblings do you have?
I got 2.
2?
Yeah, Greg.
Brother, sister?
Greg and Kevin. 2 brothers.
Greg and Kevin. Shout out to you guys if you guys are listening to this. I don't think that you would, but.
Greg, they may.
They may.
Greg does web design, and he actually has a web design company in the Philippines. And Kevin is going to be a firefighter. Like, my dad is a firefighter. He's retired, but Kevin's actually, following in the footsteps.
That's cool.
But yeah, he used to be a baker too.
Is he younger?
He's younger. They're both younger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're the eldest.
I'm the oldest. Setting the example. Man. Luckily, they didn't do anything in their life that I did, because I don't even know how I made it through half of it, but they still here.
You're here though now.
Yeah.
This beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's about it. I think that's
cool, man.
Thank you so much, Scott.
I'm still trying to remember the one band that played. Brandon is the singer. They opened for Refuse for a while. Man, I don't know.
If you guys can piece any of that together, any little thing, let me know.
It was on Happy Sundays. If I haven't okay, I'm gonna look it up right now. This is bugging me.
That's fine.
Because I feel like there's a lot of really good bands that played Happy Sundays, and I wish that I
could remember them all, but
remember them all. But I just need to.
You need to jog the memory. Everybody needs to do that.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, we need to copyright that. Oh man, that's gonna be so much.
Happy Sundays. We're working on it. Plague Vendor. That's who it was.
Plague.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Plague Vendor.
Yeah.
Yeah. My buddy's brother is really good buddies with one of the guys in the band. Shout out to the Gieberts, Ben and Alex, for showing me them. Pretty sick. Yeah, that's awesome. Plague Vendor. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
If you can catch them, they put on a really good live show.
And there's a lot of local bands. I mean, that's kind of what it thinks about too, is supporting local music.
I mean, they're pretty local too. Like,
yeah.
Whatever, Fullerton or whatever they're from.
I think Fullerton.
Yeah. Because they used to play at this place called Program.
Okay.
I heard a little while ago in downtown. So that's sick. Well, anyways, Scott, thank you so much.
Right on. Thank you.
Dude, thank you. All right.